At least 50 people, including 15 children, are now known to have been killed in flash flooding in Texas. Rescue teams are searching for more than 20 girls still missing from a summer camp that was struck by fast-flowing waters. The flood swept through south-central Texas, hitting Kerr County on the Guadalupe River. Children and adults slept as months' worth of rain fell in just a few hours.
Rescue efforts continue near Camp Mystic as crews search for children missing since a massive flash flood struck early on Friday morning. The hunt for survivors has led to some grim discoveries.
We have recovered 43 deceased individuals in Kerr County. Among these who are deceased, we have 28 adults and 15 children. 12 adults pending identification and 5 children are pending identification at this time.
Rescuers are refusing to give up hope.
We will be relentless in going after and ensuring that we locate every single person who's been a victim of this flooding event.
To deal with the scope of the disaster, Texas Governor Greg Abbott requested additional federal resources from President Donald Trump. U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem underlined the federal response to the disaster.
Know that President Trump is absolutely heartbroken by what has happened here in Texas. And he wanted to make sure that all of you know how much he loves Texas, how much he's grieving for your families that have lost someone and the beautiful children that we're still looking for and hoping to return to their families, and that he is absolutely committed to using all the resources of the federal government to help unify families, rescue all those that were still missing, and return those who maybe we will recover back to their families as soon as possible.
But some are wondering if federal job cuts to weather agencies may have compromised Texas's readiness for severe weather.
A lot of the weather forecast offices now are not operating at full complement of staff, which means that you're really putting an extra burden on these folks. And that's what's happening at NOAA. Is these are outstanding scientists, wonderful technicians, terrific policy folks. But if we don't have enough of them doing the job, then something falls off the table.
A flood watch is still in effect for the area, as more showers and thunderstorms are expected.
And we have John Downey on the line now. He's news anchor at KTRH Radio in Houston, Texas. John, so very good to have you back on the program. Please tell us what's the latest about the rescue mission, in particular about finding those missing girls from Camp Mystic.
Well, it's not looking too good. You know, that was... this may not be a good way of putting it, but the camp was right in the line of fire of this flooding, so to speak. And while they have rescued, I believe, 850 children from that area, they haven't had much success finding some of the missing girls. They have saturated that area with search teams, and they are looking. Last night, I don't think that they had many search teams out, but as more and more people have come into the area from law enforcement from distant parts of the state and also some of the federal help that's been received, they are now doing searches during the night to try to find them, but so far not such a good situation. There was one U.S. congressman, a man named Chip Roy, who said that his children had a friend, a young girl, who survived the night in that area by floating on a mattress for 3 hours before she was found. So that's one of the things that gives the search teams hope, because you never know how somebody may have been able to survive this event.
Now, John, how are local officials responding to criticism over the lack of early evacuation at Camp Mystic?
Well, there hasn't been a lot, because the flash flood warnings were out to the area that was well known. And the thing about all of those camps that were there, they were all set up for 4th of July celebrations, and no one expected even a flash flood in Texas to be of the severity that this was. I'm sure you've heard the statistics that, within 45 minutes they got something like a month of rain, and that's just beyond what anybody could have expected. So it would be difficult for the officials to have anticipated that level of threat.
And do you think, did National Weather Service layoffs have anything to do with that?
That's the first time I've heard that. I haven't connected that, but the warnings went out as they should have. So I don't think there was any neglect there on the part of the Weather Service. It is now Sunday in Texas, and by the way, the governor has declared it a state day of prayer for the survivors and also for the search and rescue teams that are endangered by trying to look for the missing.
So what are you hearing from those that survived? Have any of them, especially from Camp Mystic, shared their experiences?
Just the ones that have made it through, just that it was a sudden event and that they had to cling to shelter wherever they could. There's really not, the camp itself was pretty much destroyed by the event because it's just tents and things like that. So there really wasn't much in terms of shelter to provide any kind of safety for the kids.
Now, of course, at the moment, the most urgent thing to do is to find those that are still missing. But what long-term recovery plans are there currently being discussed for the affected communities?
I really haven't heard of any so far. I think the entire focus at the moment is on finding the survivors. I do think that probably there will be some follow-up on some concerns about the warning system, though this is almost a once-in-a-century flood. It's pretty difficult to anticipate something of this magnitude. There was a report of, I believe, the mayor of one of the small cities in Kerr County had commented that he went out jogging at 3:30 in the morning, on the morning of the flood, and that at that time there wasn't even a drop of rain on it when he was jogging, and less than 2 hours later, the deluge came.
Right. Well, thank you so very much, John Downey, news anchor at KTRH Radio in Houston, Texas. John, thank you very much.
Thank you.